Okay, so now we're down to the last two centers where things are going to get a little bit more complicated. So the only one of these little pyraminx crystal type edges are around this center and around this center. All the rest have pretty much been put in. So this is going to stay solid in the solid position. So this is the time when the actual configuration that happens with the algorithm comes into play. So when you move this to here, this comes down here and this comes down here. So we're going to have to coordinate that. Now, I have a confession to make as well, which I will make at the end of this, if the configuration turns into what I think it might turn into. So what we're going to do first is we're going to do the one that has equivalency, which is these little triangles. So that's not hard to do. It's the same technique so far. We move this up, turn, move it down, and then we put another one in play. So I'm just going to do it by way of the white side. Putting in the white side means automatically putting in the blue side, so there's no difference with this in the Wheel of Wisdom. So we will learn from that wisdom. So we go up, turn, bring it down, and once again, up, turn, bring it down, and then finally, up, turn, bring it down. Okay, so in that way we did not mess up anything that we did before. We just put these triangles in. So here's my recommendation. My recommendation is to go ahead and just focus on one side up here. So just focus on one and put everything in. So let's say we put in the blue ones, put everything in except for these two, because then we're going to use that to start three cycling what has to go up here. This will come here, this will come here, this will come here. But all of these, whoops, are going to be in, so we don't have to worry about that. Then we can start putting the white one with these, hoping to end up with one three cycle. So let's put all the blue ones in. There's a couple here already, so let's see which ones will be our sort of anchor. So this is in and this is in. And that's pretty much it. So I'm just going to focus on putting everything up here except maybe, well, let's see, maybe these two. So those I won't put in. So here's what is that? A beige. It's a beige. That's going to be one of the ones I'm not going to put in, or it could be these actually. So I think that'll be fine because these aren't in anyway. So actually, it'll be easier for me to remember to just not put these in. So I'm going to move this up to here. And let's go ahead and put this in. So up on the right, slide it to the left. Up on the left, slide it to the right. Down on the right, slide it to the left, down on the left. Okay, so you can see this is in and this is in. This is in. So we're going to keep going. So what do we have here? We've got the yellow. Yellow is fair game, and that's over here. So let's go ahead and put that in. Up on the right, slide it to the left. Up on the left, back to the right with you. Down on the right, back to the left, down on the left. And we'll put this back in so we knows where we come from. Good, good. What else we have? We have orange. Orange is in my no-fly zone, so I'm not going to put that one in yet. But we could, say, do the silver, or the purple, perhaps. So I'm not going to put the orange one in. I'm not going to put the purple one in, so I'm going to put this over here. So the silver, we're going to put right here, where it needs to be. Oh, this guy tried to escape. And escape it shall not. So up, double turn, up, double turn, or not double turn, down, yeah, double turn and down. Move the silver where silver belongs. And now we have the orange. Orange was part of our no-fly zone. So how about pink? Pink we can do. Pink is already set up over here, and pink is going to go over here. So let's move this pink into place. Up. Double turn. So you can see the movement of this is so much better, but it took me a while to get it that way. It's a worthy puzzle to get it in this way. It does take some work, but once you get the sticker secured and the movement better, it's a pretty fun solve. Do I have it right? Now I do. Okay, what other blues do we have? So we know that orange and purple are our no-fly zones. and we have orange and purple, and that's pretty much it. So we've got this in, we've got this in, this is in, this is in, this is in, and these two are not. So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn this upside down, well, so the white's on top. I'm going to move this in this position. So now I know these are where they're supposed to be. And I'm just going to start putting whites in. And I can do it one by one, not worry about what's happening here. So I'm going to be oscillating these around. And there's enough that's out to where I shouldn't have to worry about it. So where's going to be my anchor here? If I put this here, this is in. These are not. If I put this here, this is in. I'm just seeing if I can maybe bunch them together because there's a bunch of whites that's already here. If I put this here, this is in. Okay, so it doesn't look like we can bunch much together. So why don't we say that, oh, actually this is pretty good because this is in and this is in. So the two greens, that's going to be where we're going to be anchored. So I'm going to move this blue to here. So I'm going to move this in position. So we've got up, double turn, up, double turn, down, double turn, and down. Now my suggestion is to go ahead and return things back to your ready position here, just to keep track of everything. So I think what we had is we had all of our, oh yeah, we put this blue in, this is in, and this is in. So that's where we need it to be. Now we've got a pink, and I'm just going to put the pink one in, which goes over here. So let's move this, turn, move this here, turn. Got to move this back without destroying anything else. Down and turn and down. Okay, let's move these guys back to where they were. So we should have our pink one in, which we do. Let's check out our whites. So I'm just slowly putting these guys in. Okay, this is going to go to our baby blue, which is here. Now we're going to start moving these in as well, but let's not worry about that yet. I'm going to try to get it down to the last white, which would be our 3 cycle. This moves up, double turn, and this would, I'd like to move this up, but the puzzle doesn't want it obliged. Now, there we go. Up, double turn, down, back to the left, and down on the left. Okay, move these back into configuration. And we take a look at what we have. I'm going to do it until I have just one more that has to be moved in. So this is going to go to where the purple one is, and the purple one is here. So good, good. All right, purple one is here. So I'm going to move this into configuration. Up, double turn. So you can see it's not too complicated like this. We don't have to keep track of a whole lot of things, except what our last move was when it inevitably gets stuck. Slide it back to the right. It's more like slip than slide. Move it down, slide it back to the left. Oop, and now we're stuck far from home. It went the wrong way and it just decided to not want to move. Okay. Okay, practically all are in. And here's the moment of truth, because we have this red one, and I think the red one is left, which is over here. But this is not correct. Now, we have a blue one that has to eventually come in. So let's go ahead and put the red one in, and then we'll just kind of see where we're at with things. See what's doing. Okay, we've got up on the right, slide it to the left, up on the left, slide it back to the right, down on the right, slide it back to the left, and down on the left. Okay, pop this back in. So we can see everything is in except this one. And we should just have a 3 cycle to go, but let's see if that's actually the case. So let's move this back into the configuration it's supposed to be. This is right, 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 and this is right. This is wrong, and this is wrong. So what we have actually is we have a proper 3 cycle. Because what's going to happen is that once we move this into configuration, this orange will come up here and be correct. This yellow will come over to, well, this will come here. Yeah, this will come here. This will come over to here and be correct, and this will slide over to here and be correct as well. So we don't have a problem in this particular situation. We don't have an issue because we can coordinate this 3 cycle pretty easily. The way that we would do that is, this is already across from each other, so I'm going to move this up to here. Then we're going to take this, we're going to move this up over to here, and this will come over to here, this will come over to here, and this will come over to here. So let's see what happens. Let's see if it actually gets us what we want. So up, that will turn here, up, turn it back, down, turn it back, and down. Okay. You can see these are now all in the proper color. We turn over here, good, 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 and good. So in that way, we're able to pretty easily get this into configuration. So that's the best case scenario. But sometimes you get a configuration like this, and this is going to lead to my confession. So here you can see the blue, you've got pink is in place, this is in place, this is in place, this is in place, and this is in place, and this is in place. You have one that's not in place. This orange is in place, so this is the white one. So you'd think that there's 2 here that aren't in place, so I can do a 3 cycle. But here's the problem. This white one is in place. Oop, this poor green sticker. This is in place, this pink is in place, this white and orange is in place, white and blue is good, this white and light green is good, and this white and purple is good. And the only thing that's out is this blue and white. So what you have is you have a situation where this blue and white has to go here, and this white and red have to go here. So that's a 2 cycle. And that's something of a problem because, well, that sounds like a parity. How can I have it to where I can only exchange 2? So here's the thinking that I had. First off, I thought, well, maybe there's an equivalent piece. There's got to be some other piece that can participate in a 3 cycle, but I couldn't find any, and trust me, there isn't. I can ignore it, but if I ignore it, these corners similarly are also going to have that same situation. There's something wrong with this configuration. So, to be honest with you, when I first worked on the puzzle and I came across that, I actually thought, well, I could think about it, mull over it, and try to solve it, and maybe it's just the fact that the stickers came off. Because there's a lot of stickers that came off, and I was pretty judicious about putting them on the right place. But maybe it just didn't happen, and it came up with that. So, it came up with that seemingly impossible parity. So I figured, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and change the stickers. So for the first time, I changed the stickers thinking if I didn't want to spend hours and hours trying to figure something out if it was you were not able to figure it out. So, knowing that none of these stickers changed, seeing that I got to this exact same configuration means I didn't truly solve it the first time. And that is my confession. But the question still remains, how can I do this? And I'll tell you when you see this, it's not an impossibility, and you did not mess up on the stickers. It is possible to have this. So how is that? Well, in order to do an exchange, you have to exchange 3 pieces. If there is 2 that are out of place, you can't do it. If there's 4 out of place, for the most part, I don't think you can do that either. So it has to be multiples of 3, which means that if 3 are out of place, I can do that. If 6 are out of place, I can still do that because I can 3 cycle 3 and then 3 others. If 9 are out of place, well, I can still do that because I can do 3 sets of 3 cycles. So let's take a look at how many pieces we have here. Right now we have 2 that are out. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 8 of these little corners to deal with. If I just go like this, bang, and I lock it in this position, then I actually have 9 pieces that are out. If I say that this is the center configuration, that I can move these around but I can't rotate it like this by the end of it, then I can say that I've got 9 pieces, including this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then I'm thinking, well, that's 3 sets of 3 cycles, so it's possible. So that's what we're going to do. When you get that seemingly impossible parity, it's not really a parity, so to speak, because you didn't reduce it to anything It's really just the fact that you rotated this wrong. So this is in many ways false equivalency of the center because you don't know where the center is supposed to be. So when that happens, simply rotate it in a position where all of these are out and keep it in that position while you put everything in. So with that said, what I'm going to do is this technique. I'm going to take this and I'm going to start putting this in the proper place. This will come here, this will come here, and this will come here. So the silver one will flip over here. But I'll have another white one that's out over here, so then I'll just do it the opposite way. So the silver is going to go back and forth like ping pong, like tennis, while I'm putting all the white ones in, keeping the center in this configuration. So here's what I mean by that. I'm keeping this here. I want this red to go here, where this green is. So this area, this is not where the green belongs. It would be if I could hold it like this, but that's the wrong configuration. So just put it out to where everything is out. This red is now going to go here. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to move this to here, knowing that I'm going to move it back when I'm done. So this will go here, this will go here, and the silver is going to slide over here. So let's go ahead and do the algorithm. So that's R, slide it to the left, and do an LI, move, slide it back to the right, do our RI, slide it back to the left with a 2U, and do a L. Okay, this is in. We're now going to make sure we put this into configuration so we can hold it down in there. The silver one slid over here, but now I'm going to put this one in configuration. So this white and green, that's going to go over here, and it's already sort of right below where it needs to be. And this will slide the silver one back. So we've got up on the left, slide it to the right, up on the right, slide it back to the left, down on the left, slide it back to the right, down on the right. Now be sure to move these in to anchor it in. So this silver is back now. This one is primed and ready to go. So white and light blue, that's gonna be right over here. So let's move this into position. Up on the left, slide it to the right, up on the right, slide it back to the left, down on the left, slide it back to the right, and down on the right. If I can. Okay, so now we put this back into position. So now you can see this is in, this is in, and this is in. Our silver slid over here, but we're going to slide it back. Now we put the pink one in, which goes right here. So I'm going to put the pink one in place and just place it the same way, sliding to the right, up on the right, slide it back to the left, down on the left. So every time we do this, we're putting the other white one in a position to be placed, and that comes back here. I'm going to have to super glue some of these stickers again, and now bang. So now this one will go to the orange, and the orange is going to go over here. So put this in position, up on the right, slide it to the left, and up on the left. Slide it back to the right, down on the right, slide it back to the left, down on the left. And now we put, once again, everything back in just to make sure we don't lose track. And what we have left is now this. Now let's take a look what we have. This is in, this is in, this is in, this is in. This purple one is not in because it belongs over here. Okay, so we've got a few more to go. So this goes to where the blue is supposed to be, and the blue is right here. Yeah, okay, so don't lose track. So the blue's right over here, so let's put this in place. And remember, this silver one is going back and forth like ping pong. Up, double turn, and up, double turn, and down, double turn, and down. All right, these guys go back. Always remember to put them back. And now this green one, this lime green, is ready for action, and that's going to go right here. So we've got up, actually let me be sure, yeah. So up, slide it to the left, up on the left, slide it back to the right, down on the right, slide it back to the left, and down on the left. Let's get everything back as we do. And now we've got this purple one, but let's take a look at what we have now. This has to come into here, but this green one is in, this blue one is in, this orange one is in, this pink one is in, blue one is in, green one is in, and red one is in. So what we have now is this has to come in, this silver is in the wrong place, and so is this. So now you've converted this to a very efficient 3-cycle. This white and purple will come to here, this blue and white will come to here, and this blue and silver will come to here. So in that way, just by knowledge of how these parities work, how the parity of the puzzle works, and what 3-cycling means, you're able to get it in. So this comes up, turn over here, this comes up, turn back to the left, down on the left, turn back on the right, down on the right. So now we are able to move this into position, and you can see all of these white ones are correct. We can now look at the blue ones, and the blue ones similarly are now correct. So when you see that 2-cycle, simply move this one click, keep it anchored there, and use this to buffer whatever this color is back and forth while putting this one in, and that takes the apparent parity out. So that was the challenge. And now the rest of it is just going to be exactly the same thing. We're going to put these corners in. So once again, I'll just put the blue ones in first. So I'm just going to focus on the blue so I don't have to make things too complicated. So pink and silver. I can let these guide me. Here's pink and silver. Simply move this up here. So up on the right, slide to the left. Up on the left, back to the right, down on the right, back to the left, down on the left. Now it's worth going through this whole thing because it could be a little tricky. All right, we've got this purple and cream colored, which I'm going to say is going to find a nice home right here. Move this across, up on the left, slide it to the right, up on the right, back to the left, down on the left, back to the right, down on the right. Now this is easy to visualize because it's right in between these two. Okay, let's go ahead and just move this into position. Orange and white. Orange and white is right over here, so might as well put that in. Now you see I'm going to be knocking this one out. I'm not really focused on that yet, but if that gets you a little squeamish, let's move this over here and we can move it in from here. That way we'll knock this one to here, which will actually place it. That was just a bonus. So we're going to be placing this to here. Anyway, because this will come up here, slide it to the left, right rather. Up on the right, slide it back to the left, down on the left, slide it back to the right, down on the right. Okay, see we also placed this, so a little added bonus. If we don't want to take that out, we'll just move this over here so that these will cycle. So red and orange, yellow rather, this comes over here, up, double turn, and up, double turn, and down, double turn, and down. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all but one. So yellow and silver right over here, up. So I am not afraid that I'm going to come across that same 2-cycle because the parity has been taken out. Or I should say the equivocation of center rotation has been taken out, though among the only things of this puzzle that doesn't have specificity is what can mess you up. Okay, we've got this silver, this white and cream colored, which is going to come over to here. So notice, I'm not really sweating it. Up, double turn, and up, double turn, down, double turn, and down. And let's see where things are going here. Orange and pink, which is going to come right over here. So I'm going to move this in up here, up on the left, slide it to the right, up on the right, slide it back to the left, down on the left, slide it back to the right, and move it this way, and down on the right. Okay, I've got one more to go. All of these are in, so I'm going to now turn this upside down, and I'm going to put these in. It's going to cycle this one back and forth, but that's okay. We should end up with a 3 cycle. That way whatever is in I don't have to worry about. So pink and blue. Let's see, pink and blue, I should be able to easily find it. Light blue rather. Why am I not finding it? Because it's right over here. Okay. So bring it up, double turn, bring this up, bring it down, this down, bring it over here, and this down. Okay, what I need to do is I need to move this out of the way, but I want to bump this back, so let's move it up from here. This one's not in, so let's just take this down. So up on the left, slide it to the right, up on the right, back to the left, down on the left, back to the right, down on the right. Okay, that put that back in, but now let's do the pink and orange, which is right here. So we're going to move this up, double turn, move this up, bring it back, move this down, back to the left, and down. Okay, now we have the green and blue, which will find a nice home over here. Green and blue, this will go up, turn to the right, up on the right, turn it back to the left, down on the left, turn it back to the right, down on the right. Okay, so now what we have going on is this has to come into here. Okay, so this will go here, this will go here, and this will go here, and we still have one more left that we'll have to do. So just to keep it simple, that's what we're going to do. Because we could say, well, why don't we just try to coordinate a 3 cycle here, but we really don't have to. Let's keep it simple. Let's just put this in, over to the left, up on the left, back to the right, down on the right, over to the left, down on the left. So now you're going to find out why I did it that way and didn't sweat the detail there. This green and red comes over to here. So now it's really simple, because this will go here, this red and blue will come to here, and this white and cream will come to here. So I knew it was going to come back into a good position. So up on the left, slide it to the right, up on the right, slide it back to the left, down on the left, slide it back to the right, down on the right. And as you can see, now all of these last 2 are in. And unless this gets really messed up. Okay, so these are all in, and all you have left is simply a Pyraminx crystal to solve with all of these, because you've got these back. So the way that I like to do that is, notice I've got a nice juxtaposition of these 3 over here, and these 3 over here. The rest here don't really intersect too much, so I like to go to the furthest in the periphery, like out here, and try to get them in. I can now move this into this place over here, and the way that that's going to work into here is I'm going to use this to 3 cycle it. So that's going to be, move this up, then go 1, 2, 3, down, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's in. So I'm going to keep hitting these guys over here. So red and purple, that's here. This can move into here. But if I'm going to move it into here, I also have to use, I've got to use another piece here. So I'm going to move this to here. So what I want to do is I want to take this red and purple and move it to here. But I have to make sure I 3 cycle it with something. So what else am I going to use? Well, to get this out, this will move to here. I'm going to be using these three. So I'm going to move this over to here. So I can go up, 1, 2, 3, down, which moves this in, 1, 2, 3. And then I can move this back over here. Okay, so in that way we have this in, we have this in. We're moving closer and closer to Grand Central Station here. So we've got purple and cream. See what we can find right over here. So I'm just going to move this into configuration and see that this can launch nicely into here. So that's going to be, we're going to move this down over here. 1, 2, 3. Move this up, and 1, 2, 3. So that's in, and I can simply move this back. Okay, this is good, this is good, this is good. And I'm not going to get this one in yet. I just want to get the ones that are far from the 3-cycle area. So how about the silver and the orange? Yellow rather. I can't move it from here because it's going to be upside down if I do that. So what I need to do is I need to move it to here, all the way down here. And now this will move right side up. I just have to do it in conjunction with this. So that's going to be 1, 2. So this is in, then up. 1, 2, and back. And now I've got to remember to move this back to where I want it to be. Okay, so these are all in. I've got the nice 3-cycle area here and over here. So I'm actually, well, let's go ahead and do this one. Cream and white. It's bound to be here somewhere. So yes. And I'm going to 3-cycle these guys, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So that's it. Okay, so these are left, and I've got all these guys in. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to this side because this side is far away from the 3-cycle area over here. The juxtaposition of both of these centers is going to be here. That's my Grand Central Station, so to speak. So let's go and do the purple and red. Purple and red is right here. Can it just go in? And nope, because it's upside down. So because it's upside down, let's go ahead and turn this in another way. I'm just going to move this here. So we've got turn, 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 turn. Okay, I did that so that I can now move this to here, and I'll temporarily bring this up over here, because not actually bring this up over here, because now this will come into this space over here. And it'll 3-cycle with this. So 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So that's in, and we get this back. So that's it. Okay, so you notice I had to change the venue a little bit because things were getting busy in the other room. I hope that's not too distracting. Anyway, so I was in the midst of bringing all this back in. Okay, so where did we leave off? We were doing the difference between these. Okay, so we're hitting the back side of this. So now we have light green and purple, which is here. Once again, this is upside down, so let's move this to here. Up, up, down, down. Having done that, I'm going to swing this over here and then swing this up. This guy has decided to not play nice. Wow, okay, so we're going to bring this up. So now this can move into here, and I'm going to use this one to 3-cycle these. So that's going to be, well, no. Okay, so let's move this back over here. I just need a third one to 3-cycle, and that's going to be this guy here. So down, down, up, up. Okay, now let's be careful to move this back so we don't get confused. And we have to redo things that we've done to get it to here. This comes back here, and now we swing this all the way back around. Okay, so we're good. So this was brought in, this was brought in. How about this one, red and green? Red and green is here, and like I say, I just need the third one to 3 cycle, and that will be this. So that's going to be moving this back out, 1, 2, 3, move this in, 1, 2, 3. Okay, again, it's just like a Pyraminx crystal. So that's in, this is in, so I think we've got all the back side here. Let's go ahead and do this, the green one. I'm going to move this over here so that it's not upside down. Now, which one am I going to use to 3 cycle it? Well, actually what I can do is I can move this down like this, and I can 3 cycle using these 3. So it's going to be turn, 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 and down. And now I can simply move this back. So now what we have is we just have this area and this area over here. So that shouldn't be too hard. Let's go ahead and put this, well, that doesn't matter. We can put this one in. 3 cycle this can come to here. So turn, 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 and turn. And we got lucky because 2 were placed. And now we've got these 3. So let's make sure nothing's upside down. Well, this is in, but it's upside down. So we don't like that there anyway. So let's just reconfigure it. I don't want to go like this because that's going to be in, but upside down. So let's go, and if I move this in, that'll be right side up. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm just going to place this. To move this in here, I have to coordinate it to where they can 3 cycle with each other. So if I move this over here, then this can participate. So we're going to go down, then 1, 2, up, 1, 2. Now we're going to move this into here. Well, actually, I can just move this back over here. Yeah, so now I'm just going to go down, 1, 2, and up, 1, 2. Okay, I only did that so I can get this out of the way. So now we've got these 2. That need to be 3 cycled. This belongs here and this belongs here. Now, we're going to find ourselves in a situation where it's just not going to work because we have to 2 cycle these. So is this another parity? And the answer is no, because we do have some of these pieces that are the same. We have some equivalencies here. Ooh, this red one really needs some doctoring. Okay, so we need to find another piece that's equivalent. Do we have another white and orange? Well, that all depends. If I look over here, there's no orange surrounding this white. Do we have another white? Do we have another blue and orange? Well, let's see. There should be another blue. There should be another orange. Nope, we don't have that. So what are 2 pieces that have equivalencies? Well, here's a pink, here's a pink. Any similar colors around this pink? Blue, silver, and orange. Right over here. So this pink and orange is equivalent to this pink and orange. So therein lies the problem. So what I did is I shuffled things around, and now I need this one to be in play. Let's take this back so I don't get too confused. I'm going to move this up here in this position. I'm going to move this over here. And I'm going to take this piece and I'm just going to move this up. I just have to remember to move it back down, but it should be pretty easy to see. So that way this one that's out is going to be following this piece. So let's move them over here, all the way to here, to here. And now we're going to do an exchange of this to this. So that's going to be turn, 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 turn. Okay, so this piece was exchanged. Now let's bring this back, because remember that's what we did. We brought this over to here. Now that we've done that, we can very comfortably, well, let's start moving that. Let's move this back really quickly here, over here. So now I can try to move all of these guys in. If I move this here, this will be right side up. But this won't be. So I'm going to have to move this to here, and then move this up. Just have to remember to move it down. Then after doing that, I can now put these in 3-cycle position. And go turn, 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 turn. Move this here, move this here, and move this up, and now all that's in. So there you have it. You had a couple of scenarios where there appeared to be parity, but there really wasn't, just false equivocation either of center rotation or of 2 different pieces. All things considered, a very challenging, very fun puzzle. Just try to lubricate it enough and get enough set of stickers to where you get the perfect moving puzzle. It's going to take you a couple of solves to get it there, but it is worth it. It's a neat little puzzle to solve, and like all Dayan puzzles, unique kind of a challenge. Thanks for watching.